Thank you all so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hari Kirtan. Kirtan always takes us very deep with his melodious chanting, meditational chanting. Now we're going to be led in Kirtan by the organizer of Kirtan Fest, not only Kirtan Fest Rishikesh, but also other Kirtan events across the world. Indradyumna Swami organizes a Sadhusanga festival in the United States. Later on weekends at the end of May each year. That's a festival that's been going on for 15 years, I think, August. Then we have, he organizes a massive festival in Poland every summer over a couple of months. July, August, 10,000, up to 10,000 people each evening attend these festivals. 6 evenings a week, 1 day free, 6 days of festival, with 200 volunteers, similar to what you see here, but on a much larger scale. And then he also is the inspiration behind festivals that happen each year in South Africa and in Australia as well. In fact, after the Kirtan Fest Rishikesh, Indradyumna Swami will be going to South Africa and then to China. So he's a global teacher of Bhakti. He has thousands of students around the world, and across the globe there are people eager to spend a little time with Indradyumna Swami. So we're very fortunate to have this opportunity to be with him now. Please welcome Indradyumna Swami Maharaj.
Thank you all for being with us this evening. We've been here for a little over a week now, having these programs. How many of you are with us for the first time today? Practitioners of yoga, as explained in the ancient scriptures of India, they read various scriptures in order to learn the process. And in those teachings, we hear that in this material creation, there's 8,400,000 species of life. I think that our scientists have discovered 3,200,000, something like that. But we take it as fact, the ancient texts, 8,400,000 species of life. This would probably indicate that there's life on other planets. Maybe not life as we know it, but it doesn't have to be as we know it. For example, we can't live under the water, but the fish, they feel very comfortable there. I was reading the other day, there's even some germs that can survive in fire. So we take it 8,400,000 species means that probably there's life throughout the material creation. I met a Muslim imam the other day, and we were speaking about this principle of life being everywhere. And he said, yes. He said, otherwise it would mean that Allah has wasted a lot of space. So the creation is there, there's living entities everywhere. And it's described that of all these different species of life, the human form of life is the most valuable. And for a specific reason. Although we love our brothers and sisters, the animals, the birds, the fish, they're all part of God's creation. They're all brothers and sisters because we all came from the same source, whatever you want to call it. But the human form of life is the most important because the Creator has endowed us with buddhi. Buddhi is a Sanskrit word. It means intelligence. Just like everyone here, I'm sure, has heard of Buddha. Buddha is very famous all over the world, but especially for spiritual practitioners, Buddha. So Buddha means two things, the enlightened one or the intelligent one, either or. So we all have that buddhi in us, we have that intelligence. And with that intelligence, we can go within and discover our deeper spiritual nature. The perennial questions, who am I? Where have I come from? What happens at death? Does God exist? All the other species, they can't ask these questions, only the human form of life. So because we have that ability, that intelligence to ask questions of that nature, we have the responsibility to find the answers. This is the value of the human form of life. So therefore, there are different spiritual techniques that come down through the eons of time. The Vedic literature also describes there's 4 different ages that the creation evolves through. Just like, at least in the West, it's a little different here in India, but there's 4 seasons. There's summer, then there's autumn, then there's winter, then there's spring. So according to those different months, you adjust accordingly. For example, you wear different clothes. When it's summertime, you're just in your shorts and your t-shirts, you're swimming, whatever. But then comes the autumn, you put, a sweater on because it gets a little colder. And by winter, you've got a big jacket on. And springtime, you take it off, and you put on some lighter clothes, and it's summer again. So we change, we adapt according to the season. So according to the different ages, there's different spiritual techniques because people are different in these different ages, in these eons of time. Actually, it's described, the 4 ages are Satya, Treta, Dwapara, and Kali Yuga. How many of you have heard of Kali Yuga? It's kind of like a 4-letter word. It's an age of hypocrisy and discourse, and people aren't as spiritually inclined as they are in previous ages. It's called the Iron Age. The first age is Satya Yuga, it's called the Golden Age, We're talking about millions and millions and millions of years. The Golden Age, then there's Treta Yuga, the Silver Age, and then there's the Pura Yuga, the Copper Age. And the bad news, of course, it's going to end on a good note. The bad news is that we're in the Kali Yuga. We're like the burnt remnants of the previous ages. Those who practice their spiritual techniques of yoga and sacrifices, fire sacrifices, and worshipping in temples, our great, great, great ancestors, many of them went back to the spiritual world. But even in Kali Yuga, this materialistic age, the goal of life remains the same. Atato Brahma Jignasya. Now that you've come to the human form of life, what is your business? Business? Money is the honey, money is the honey, it's so sweet, can't be beat. No. As money comes and money goes. And when you die, you can't take it with you. So what is our real business? To take advantage of this golden opportunity to make spiritual progress. And this is a yogi, this is a rishi, this is a sadhu. It takes every opportunity to take spiritual wisdom and spiritual practice. It's called Paramahamsa. Paramahamsa means a swan-like man or woman. Why swan-like? Well, the example is given the swan. If you pour milk into the lake, the swan has this ability to come and drink the milk without drinking the water. I heard this many, many years ago in my spiritual practice. I couldn't imagine, how does the swan take milk without taking the water? So one day I had a free day. I went to a nearby lake where there were swans. I sat on the bank of the river and I poured some milk. You say dut in Sanskrit, some dut into the water, and the swans came. Before that I used to go and throw bread. And they would come get the bread. Why is a swan going to take milk? Only certain animals drink milk. But they came. And right before my eyes, I saw the swans. They put their neck and they wouldn't put their whole head in, just their beak. And they would, you could see they were drinking the milk, but the water was also there, but the water came out of their nostrils. And they drank the milk. It was almost mystical. So we're thinking in the same way, an intelligent person, although we have so many responsibilities in life that could distract us from our spiritual pursuits, we have to get educated. We need a career, we're married, we have a family, we have taxes to pay, our country, the environment, everyone's worried about the environment, we have different responsibilities. But somehow in the midst of all that, like the swan separates the milk from the water, we have to separate, we have to balance, we have to have our material responsibilities, and we have to make spiritual progress. Because at the end of life, whatever you've achieved, name, fame, material possessions, loved ones, you have to leave it all behind. We come into this world naked, and we leave naked. So that's a fact of life. So that tells you a person things like, well, what can I take with me? So Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, whatever spiritual advancement you've made in this lifetime, in your next lifetime, you start off from that point. That's the value of spiritual life. Many times I'm traveling in the West and people see me in these clothes, they get a job. I've got a job. I'm trying to get free from the cycle of birth and death, from samsara, and go back to the spiritual world. No, get a job. I said, you get a job. You get the real job. Chant Hare Krishna. So it's a fact. If you make 59% progress in your yogic practice, be it hatha, jnana, or bhakti, then your next lifetime you're born into a family where you can continue that spiritual progress. The Bhagavad Gita is very interesting. It's like the fundamental book of Hindu or Indian philosophy. And Krishna actually says in the Gita that the unsuccessful yogi, one who hasn't reached full enlightenment, It's not so easy as we think. It takes great determination to become a fully realized yogi. You can do it in this lifetime. It takes great determination. So let's say that yogi's not completed his self-realization. Then Arjuna asks the question to Krishna, what happens to such an unsuccessful yogi? Is he cast away just like the wind blows something away in a storm? Just destination unknown? Krishna says no. For the transcendentalist, for the spiritual person who really focused, spent time in discipline. The word disciple comes from the word discipline. So disciple is one who practices discipline in his techniques. He said for the unsuccessful yogi, he takes birth in a mercantile family of merchants or businessmen, a wealthy family, so that he doesn't have to struggle for the basic necessities of life, like most of the world is doing. 62% of the world, they go to bed hungry every night. So an unsuccessful yogi takes birth in such a family so that everything's provided so that he can focus again on his yoga. Such a yogi is not mesmerized by the false, happiness that this world seems to offer. He's born and he just starts off. I've seen it. Here in India especially, I've seen young children. They just naturally start studying the Vedas at 5 or 6 or 7. They're very much inclined to go to the temples and see the deity of the Lord. They like to take, food offered to the Lord. They're just different. Something about them because they're just continuing on the path. But then Krishna says, but some yogis who are very advanced, they take birth in a family of transcendentalists. And they have the best chances. Family of transcendentalists. So it's imperative that we become very serious about our process of yoga. It's not just a weekend thing or something we just meditate in the morning. That's nice, but really we have to have a sense of urgency. Because we don't know if we'll live to a ripe old age. And Krishna says, Yam yam vapi smaram bhavam tiyantati ante kalevaram. Another beautiful verse from Bhagavad Gita. That whatever mentality you have at the moment of death, and we all have to die, it's a fact, whatever mentality you have, whatever state of mind you have, that state will attain in the next birth. So therefore the yogi, he's practicing, practice makes perfect, so that when that unexpected moment comes, he's in full consciousness. He's not like, distracted by the cricket match, or the football game, or the soccer game, or, what's the new movie out, or, because if you die in that mentality, then you'll attain that state. Of course, you'll keep your spiritual progress, but may not be the best birth. So therefore, Kirtanayam Sadahari, it's said in the Vedas. As much as possible, you should always be engaged in Kirtan, which means chanting different mantras. Because you can sing a mantra any time of the day or night. Like when I wake up in the morning, Maum Vishnu Vidaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaudavani Pracharane Nivishesha Shunyavare Pashpachari Shatarane. I first remember the lotus feet of my spiritual master, who's giving me spiritual knowledge and engaging me in this process of bhakti. And then I sing Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. On the way, brushing my teeth, you never know when Yamaraj is going to come. And in the shower, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. My brother came to live with me for a while in Europe, and he said, it's the same song over and over. Don't you know another song? I said, it's Maha Mantra. Mantras of sound vibration, which literally says, and there's many mantras, but it's called Maha Mantra because the benefit of all the mantras is there in the Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna. So whatever mantra you're chanting, you may have been initiated in different mantras. You could add this Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram. And you can be walking down the street, you're still doing yoga, you're at the office, you've got a lunch break, Hare Krishna, Hare. You're not going to eat, yes. This is spiritual nourishment, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. It's a benefit of this process of bhakti. And it's very powerful. It's a sound vibration, but it's extremely powerful. My mother was an opera singer, and one time she took a crystal glass and I saw the power of material sound. My own mother. So these vibrations, they're not of this world. Mantras are not of this world. Prem Dan Harinam Sankirtan. They're coming from the transcendental abode. There is a spiritual sky. There is a spiritual world. It's not to be debated. We can't see it, we can't touch it, we can't taste it, but we can know it's there because real people come from there to enlighten us. They're not ordinary souls. Every religion, every spiritual tradition, every yogic process, they have their saints. They have their special people who their followers accept as divine. Remember when I was a boy in church, I'd always look at the paintings on the wall. I kept asking my mom, what's that circle around their heads? That light circle with the halo. Christianity has saints. Islam. I studied the Quran for many years. Islam has many saints. Buddha, the enlightened one, and the Bodhisattvas. Bodhisattva's a Buddhist monk who, once he becomes enlightened, decides not to go to the spiritual realm, but to keep coming back, taking birth after birth after birth after birth, to share his wisdom out of compassion for others. They also have an effulgence. So that for us, that's evidence that there is a spiritual sky, there's a spiritual world. Just like somebody's never been to America. They haven't seen or tasted or touched America. But if you meet someone like me, an older gentleman with a California accent from San Francisco, oh, there must be America. So there are many saints and sages and rishis, and they're very kind. They leave that domain. This is a painting of the spiritual world. It's not just light, energy. Their people have spiritual forms. Satchidananda Vigraha, full of eternal forms of knowledge and bliss. And this is actually the destination of all the yogis who go through the yogic ladder. So we're very fortunate that in this age we can achieve the same state of consciousness, the same goal as the yogis and the rishis of previous ages, who were able to go to the jungle and go to the caves and meditate without any distraction. We can't do that. We got to be real. You can't go to a cave and just not come back to France or Germany. You have to go home. So this is our gift for you. Take this chanting, whatever practice you are, add on this chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, and it will help you on the spiritual path. And you know as well as I do now, although it's only one song, you can keep singing it over and over and over because it's not material, it's spiritual. And this is the best thing we can give you. My spiritual master, he said one time, when you give a gift to someone who you appreciate, like we appreciate you when you come to our event, you should give something valuable. If you just give them some trinket, then they think, well, he doesn't really like me that very much. So you should give something that's very valuable to your friend or your lover. They can consider, oh, the fact they've given me a very valuable thing means they really care about me. So we're giving you the most valuable present for free, this transcendental sound vibration of Hare Krishna, because by chanting, all karma, which we've accumulated for many lifetimes in our hearts, we're carrying a lot of baggage. Cheto, dharpana marjana, in Sanskrit, just washed away, like you take a bath at night with soap, or in the morning. You can see in the drain, you can see all the soap you were carrying, and you feel refreshed. So when you chant this mantra, all the dirty things in the heart, like lust, anger, greed, envy, jealousness, hatred, all goes away. And you feel refreshed. after chanting. You'll see tonight, you're going to put a lot of energy, but you're going to feel refreshed. So it's like that. So karma goes away, the roots of our attachment to this world go away, and underneath all of that is the spirit soul who has a hankering to love. This is the essence of the soul. The soul wants to love and to be loved, because love is the highest happiness. And this divine love that one feels in being connected with the divine lover, Sri Krishna and his eternal consort Radha, there's nothing more satisfying than that. So therefore one never goes back to material life, because he's completely fulfilled with that love that's awoken by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare. Please take it. It's our gift to you, and I guarantee you. I've been chanting 52 years. And I'm either totally crazy or I'm getting a little enlightened. I never gave it up. So I'd like to chant for you this evening. I'm not one of the top singers here, but I know a few choruses.
Just before Indradyumna Swami begins his Kirtan, if you want to move forward, there's also people waiting to go in the back, so just a little more space in this last moment. Excellent, thank you so much.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama, Hare Rama. That is our gift to all of you. Please take it in your hearts and keep it with you forever, because wherever you chant that mantra, be careful, you'll be dancing in the streets. Hare Krishna.